Hello, this is Pinky, and this will be going over a new tool or semi-new tool that is being in development called Anti-Rip. And basically, this is a anti-ripper program made by MisstressPlague. It is a Unity slash file add-on. At the time of this being made, how it works is it will basically scramble your avatar's mesh as well as components and different layers on it and basically make it a nightmare to work with. Of course, this is not a perfect solution, as anyone devoted enough could reverse this. So this is for now a decently good band-aid, and this will stop any average person from being able to rip your avatar. Now, the basis of this is it basically scrambles your mesh and your vertices and completely scrambles every single layer and makes it extremely hard to reverse from a ripper's perspective. And so some caveats to this system is that for people to see you in VRChat, they have to show your avatar. Otherwise, you'll just be invisible to them and they won't be able to see you. Another caveat is this is only supported on PC for now. I don't know if there's any plans to make it Quest compatible or if it's even possible to do so. But as of right now, this is a PC only thing. And another thing is there's limited shaders that are supported. So here is the list of supported shaders right here. So there's Poyomi, Unity Chan Toon Shader, Suano Shader, XS Toon, and GT Avatoon. Those are the only shaders at this point that are being supported. There are, however, plans to add a bigger range of supported shaders, but as of right now, this is all we have. So I will be going over the full-on step-by-step instruction on how to install this. And our first step will be either going down here and hitting this download button, or going up here to this code section and hitting download zip. Now, I've already downloaded it, but just in case, I will download it again to show this. And after you've downloaded it, it should open up the zip, and you want to grab this folder and drag it out to your downloads like this. Since I've already done that, I won't need to, but after you've done that, you will have a file like this called antirip-main, and this will be the one we want. Our next process will be making a project for our avatar or using a pre-existing one, and we are going to just open that up inside of Unity. Now, the next step will be adding a supported shader. So for this example, I'm going to grab Poyomi, and I'm going to download this Unity package, and I will drag this into my Unity scene. And so after this is being installed and we import our Poyomi or our other supported shaders, our next step will of course to put our avatar in. So this is under the pretense that you've not made this avatar. So again, I'm just doing a brief little thing. So I will off screen import my avatar, import Poyomi, and get that set up. So if you're curious on how to do that, I'll leave a link to that. Otherwise, I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have our avatar here, our next step will be to go and grab the actual file that we extracted. So we're going to grab this antirip-main, we're going to grab this folder, and we're going to bring it into our Unity as so. Now, this process will take a little bit of time as it tries to basically set itself up in the background. So you just got to give it a little bit of time. As you can see, it's loading. But you'll know this has worked when you go over to your avatar, and if you are to scroll down here, you can see the add component, and if you type Kanna, you can now see that the Kanna Protecc root pops up. And this is our program we will be using. Now, there's quite a few settings and different things here, and I'll go over and somewhat explain them all for your guys' knowledge. So, our distortion ratio, this is basically how messed up our avatar will look. So, the default is 0.4, and I think it's a pretty good default, but for demonstration purposes, I'm going to put it at 0.2. And our saved path here, this is basically where your OSC and your avatar's parameters are saved, and this is locally on your computer. So this is for some like developer stuff and such. And this is the path that we're going to want to. I'll show you how to grab this later, but this is going to be by default already detected. But if you've changed that path, you will need to change that as well here. So our next step is our materials, and for this avatar in specific, I have 4 materials that I'm going to want to scramble. So if I click on my avatar here, and I go down to body, you can now see that I have 4 materials here, and these are the 4 that I want to scramble. If you want to locate these, just go over to the materials section and click on them, and it will bring you to the folder they're stored in. So we're going to head over back to our script here, and we are going to just drag these materials in like this. Now, if you have materials, say from scripts that aren't supported, or things that you don't want scramble, you can add them to this ignored materials list. Anyways, with that done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to this unlock bit keys, and I'm going to hit generate new keys a few times. This will basically just randomize them, and then I'm going to hit lock again. This is not necessary, but just because how I feel to do it, I will do that. And our next step is our object name, obfuscation, and our parameter names. So say you have VRChat face tracking or something along those lines, and you want those parameters to not change because you don't want to break your animations and whatnot. You can hit the plus, and you can write it here. And the same is for objects. You hit the plus here, and say I don't want body renamed, I would just drag that in here. But for this case, I don't care about that. So with that done, I'm going to quickly just click X on that. We are going to make sure that we actually encrypt our avatar. So we're going to head over to this button here, and just one last thing before we hit this is we are going to make sure that the right here, this controller, if it says none, we're actually going to want to put this FX layer into it. So to find it, you click here, and it will highlight it, and then we're just going to scroll up, and we're going to drag that into there. Now after that is done, we will hit encrypt avatar, and we will have to wait a little short period as it does this. Okay, so this means our avatar should be ready to upload. And as you can see, it disables this one, and it creates a brand new version called our avatar encrypted and obfuscated. So with this done, this is what you're going to be wanting to upload. So we're going to grab this, and we're going to head over to VRChat SDK, show control panel, and we are going to give it a second to show up, of course, because this SDK is always a bit laggy. We're going to log into our account, so I'm going to quickly skip over this part. Okay, now that we're logged in, we're going to simply go over to online publishing, and we're just going to upload our avatar. So I'm going to say no to this, hit OK to the materials being locked, and it is now going to upload our avatar. Just know, this doesn't mean we're done yet. There's a few more steps we need to do after this to make sure that it works. So I'm going to let this upload, and after that is done, I'm going to give you a little example of this avatar. And now that we're in VRChat, as you can see, if I head over to my avatars, and I head over to our new object here, and I click change into avatar, as you can see, it is a jumbled mess. This is what it will show up as if somebody tries to rip your avatar, and if they try to rip the unity of it, this is what it will look like as well. So this basically becomes an unusable mess, and it doesn't really mean that anyone can use it. But I'm going to show you how you can fix this for yourself, and be able to use your own avatars without the threat of others taking it from you. So our first step will be to close VRChat. This will be a necessary step because we're going to need to restart it after. And we are going to head over to our Unity now. So we're going to go to our new encrypted avatar you made, and we're going to grab this ID here by highlighting it, and we are just going to hit Control-C to copy, or you can right-click and copy it. And we're going to head over to our original version with our script on it. And what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the pipeline manager here. We're going to hit Control-V, and we're going to hit attach. So this will paste our avatar ID into this avatar here. And so now what we're going to do, we're going to scroll back down to our Kanna Protecc root, and we're going to hit write keys. So as you can see, after doing so, it basically says that your avatar should now work in VRChat. And if you accidentally hit the reset avatar button, or if you reset the data of your avatars, you will need to go back here and hit write keys again. But anyways, now that it is done, I'm going to open VRChat one more time. Okay, so now that we're back in VRChat, I'm going to head over to my avatars again. And as you can see, same project as before, Kanna Protecc Test 2. As you can see, it's scrambled here. But when I change into this avatar, you will now notice that it is a completely usable avatar for me. And it's only usable for me or anyone else with the avatar config. So if you do upload this avatar as public, others won't be able to use it like visually. And if you say you want to share a public avatar with a friend, make sure that it's within TOS. You could just send them the config file and have them paste it inside of their config directory. But anyways, as you can see, the script is completely working. And yeah, it's a pretty good system for anti-ripping. It's not flawless, as somebody devoted enough or with enough talent / skill within the reverse engineering community could most likely find a way through this, as is with anything. But for lower level thieves or people that just use tools they find online, this will prevent those people from getting in. And to be quite honest, that's a majority of the people that rip or steal others' avatars. Anyways, thank you for watching. This has been Pinky. If this tutorial has helped you at all, please consider leaving a like and a subscription at the bottom. And please enjoy the rest of your day. A big thank you to Dreaded, Zachary Taylor, Blue Nino 1, Logs1234, Suzuki, Tef, Sir Fappingson, Hamu, and the Maple Proto. What you guys do to help support me helps me a lot and brings videos towards the channel. I would just like to say I appreciate you guys' support, and I hope that the rest of you guys have an amazing day. Thank you.